And good afternoon. Welcome to Straight Talk, Drive at 5. This is Wellness Wednesdays, and I'm your host, Catherine Tyson. And I hope you guys have had a great week so far. Of course, this is the middle of the week, so usually, people call it hump day. It's kind of getting over that hump and sliding on into the weekend. And I'm sure everybody's looking forward to that. It's absolutely the festive season. We're all excited. I don't know about you. I love Christmas. I love, just the holidays and getting together with people. You get to see so many more people, and people are in a better mood, which is awesome. That's really the better part of, I think, Christmas overall. But I want to welcome you all to the show this afternoon. And I'm kind of riding solo here. So 9433700. I'm going to need you to call me, like for sure, for sure. And say something, right? I want to hear from you. Any thoughts, any words, you have a question, anything like that. But I do have a couple of things that I will be doing this afternoon. And so my first time being on my own on Straight Talk, I'm no stranger to the airwaves. I'm sure you guys have heard me in different areas of the radio as well as on TV. So I can talk and I'll keep you going. So, but I'd love to hear from you. So 943-3700, or you can always send an email if that's better, if that feels better, because sometimes we're a little shy. And that email is Straight Talk. Trying to find it here. As soon as I find that, I'm going to get that to you. I'll find it in a second. But the first thing I want to talk about today is that random acts of kindness. I want you guys to really, really call in and share your random act of kindness. For the spirit of the holidays, we're just asking you to call in and just tell us your random act of kindness moment. And it's the RBC Caribbean Acts of Kindness. It's called to showcase how Caribbean people are supporting one another, their communities, and their country through the pandemic. And all the Caribbean islands are doing it. So, of course, we want Cayman to be in on it for sure. And it's just a celebration of the incredible acts of kindness and generosity of individuals across the Cayman Islands and the entire region. We'd like to hear what your act of kindness is. So call us now at 943-3700 to share with us your story. It might be your act of kindness that you did for someone or someone did for you, and you want to share that. You want to highlight them this time of year. Because this festive season, one simple act of kindness for our family, our friends, and communities can cause the brightest smile, help a stranger, give a food basket, call an elderly person. Just everyone, just get involved this season and share your act of kindness. And you can also share it at the Royal Bank's Facebook page, which is facebook.com/RBC Caribbean. Okay, so buy something for someone in need. That would be awesome. I think it would be such a great thing to do. I think absolutely that would be like the best, and it's the best feeling, isn't it? Today is Wellness Wednesday. So on Wednesdays, I really want to take the opportunity to just take us back to get us centered, really. Yeah, centering is so important. You cannot live your full life. You cannot live your best life if you're not okay in all areas of your life. Of course, on Mondays, we do Medical Mondays. It's brought to you by Health City, and they come out and talk about everything, all parts of the body, all the great things that's going on at Health City. Take care of yourself. Be in tune with yourself. Pay attention to yourself. Feel what you need to feel. If you question anything, get in tune with it and go investigate and figure it out. Your body is your best asset. It is your most important asset. You cannot do anything without being in good form, mind, body, health, soul, everything. Okay, so remember that. Take care of yourself. Ladies, I know we spend a lot of time taking care of everybody, taking care of children and husbands and partners and parents. Some of us are in the sandwich generation, and what that means is you got children you're taking care of and you have parents that you're taking care of. So you're crushed right in the middle. That's why they call it the sandwich generation. And so who's taking care of you? You have to take care of you. You have to think about you. And gentlemen, I know you're going to work every day. You get up and you're out there doing your thing, making sure that the bills are being paid, because daddy has to take care of this and daddy has to fix this, but then daddy doesn't look about himself. So, our young men, we grow up seeing that. We grow up, kind of under the impression that, you're Superman and, you don't get sick. Well, actually, you do. And your body is just as important as anyone's body. So take care of yourself. And if that means that you need to stop and breathe and take a walk, eat a salad, eat a fruit, back up on, if you usually put 3 spoons of sugar in your coffee or in your tea in the morning, put 1.5. If you drink 3 or 4 cups of coffee a day, maybe drink 2 or 3. So just simple little things that could make the world of difference for you, because you need to take care of yourself. You really do. Thank you so much for joining us this Wednesday afternoon, Straight Talk. And this is Wellness Wednesdays. And I am here, 943-3700. Please give me a call and share some thoughts with me today, for sure. All right. So one of the things I want to talk about today, I'm going to start off talking about, is anger management. So anger management is so really important because we need to figure out how to manage ourselves, right? So remember, we have every right to feel anger. We have every right to be upset about something. If something bothers us, the worst thing to do is to deny it. The worst thing to do is act as if, nope, I'm fine. That doesn't bother me. Of course, if it bothers you and you're saying that, that's going to be something that you're internalizing in your body. So your body knows, I don't know about you, but when I look in the mirror, the older that I get, when I look in that mirror, that lady looks back at me like, who you fooling? And I know that for sure. When I was younger, I could get away with that, but not as I get older. So the truth is so important to me. So if you are feeling something, and even if it is anger, you have the right, but the right also to process it properly. So when you're feeling angry, and anger is something that when people don't know how to take care of themselves during the process of being angry, that leads to the things going on in our body that can lead to a stroke, that can lead to a heart attack, to a brain aneurysm, like all sorts of stuff can happen within us. Our pressure might go up. Our sugar might go up. There's all these different things that could actually happen in our body. So when we're angry, we really do have to find a way to calm down. Yeah? How do you calm down when you're angry? When you're legitimately angry about something, how do you calm down? A lot of people will tell you count to 10. You hear that count to 10. And the thing about counting to 10 is it's the process of pausing. So that count is a pause. So when you can stop yourself right there before you blow a gasket, quote unquote, and you can literally just count down in your brain, for some reason you're allowing yourself, your emotions to calm you, which is great. So your emotions are coming to your rescue. Another thing about anger is when somebody does something that bothers you or irks you. If you could pause for a second and listen, just pay attention to the message, pay attention to what they're actually saying. Because what they're saying might not be a bad thing. If you're able to separate how you're feeling with what they're actually saying, you're now coming to your own rescue. So if somebody comes at you, or as the new saying is come for you, but you're able to pause for a second and listen to what the message is. What is it that they're saying? And if you can find the truth in what they're saying, and you're able to acknowledge the truth in what they're saying, then you're able to calm yourself and process it. So your response now doesn't have to combat them. And a lot of times what happens is we get very defensive. As soon as somebody says something, we just feel backed against the wall, like, oh, how could that person say this to me? How could that person do that to me? But if we're thinking about what they're saying, okay, you know what? I did do that. Well, that's true. Like somebody might come and say, you're always lying to me. And right away, you're getting angry because you're feeling like someone's calling you a liar. Well, if you can look at that statement and see if there's any truth in there, did you actually lie? Are they saying you're lying about something right now? Is there any truth there? And if there isn't any truth there, then ask yourself why that's making you angry. Because at least for me, when someone accuses me of something that's not something that I am owning, I get less angry about that because I'm very good with knowing who I am, which is just taking a lot of work. And there are times when, I might still kind of bounce back to, dare you say that to me? But in my brain, I'm trying to come to my rescue because, you know, I'm not trying to drop down. I'm not trying to, have all these things inside of me. I used to say when I was younger, whatever's happening, whatever's happening in my heart, like whatever I'm thinking, it's gonna kill you because I'm giving it to you. I'm not keeping it inside for it to kill me. Like I'm literally giving it to you. So you're gonna have to process that when you get it. But I used to think it was funny, but it's not funny. That's actually a really good thing because it means that I'm getting stuff off my chest because the things that are staying on my chest are going to affect my body. It's happening inside of me. So, anger management. You have the right to stay centered, focused, and relaxed. When you let someone push you off your center, you lose. Right? Hear that. They want someone to push back, so they keep trying to push your annoyance and anger buttons. And this happens sometimes when people just want to fight. They want an argument. They're going to come and they're going to push that button. Oh, that didn't work. Let me try something else. No one can push your button if there is no button. Look at all the issues that set you off and deal with them so you can stay in your happy, fulfilled place. Deactivate the buttons that people push. A way for me to deactivate those buttons, and a suggestion to you, is to just listen for the truth. If there's no truth there, then you know that what they're saying it's not going to affect you. If there's truth, then you're able to separate it and say, okay, how can I address that? Right? Create a goal to replace angry thoughts with loving thoughts. Eventually, you'll be able to send love to people you previously responded to with poisoned darts. Imagine sending a love to someone that you previously responded to with anger is actually an accomplishment, right? It's a powerful feeling when you allow yourself to remain calm, cool, and collected. Now, remember that it is powerful. You are in control. You are powerful. You have the power when you're able to remain calm and cool. So when you're falling apart and they're falling apart, nothing's really happening. Just like in an argument, if you're arguing with me and I'm arguing with you, no one's hearing anything. All we're doing is we're talking. So I'm telling you off and you're telling me off. There's no listening going on right now. And there's all of these emotions happening. So the powerful thing is to remain calm in the situation. A friend of mine said this many years ago. She said, when I'm in an argument, I never want people to I never want people to be confused about who the fool is. I thought that was funny. But just the way she said it, and I thought, well, that's interesting. She said, yeah, because if I'm carrying on bad, people might be confused. And so I thought, wow, that is really, really so true, right? So imagine that. Yeah. So a powerful feeling is remaining calm, cool, and collected and being able to respond accordingly. And don't allow anger to have power over you. You have the power to manage your anger. So don't allow your anger to have power over you. Now that's one thing that I did want to just start today's show with in terms of wellness and how we're taking care of ourselves, but to be able to just manage our emotions. But as I said, as I started it with this, don't feel like you should not be angry about something if you're angry. Anger is also an emotion. Sadness is an emotion. I know a lot of boys and men are raised with don't cry. What are you crying for? Wipe your tears. You're a man. Be a big boy. If you're feeling something and something makes you sad, you're a human. You're a human first. So, and that's not saying that you should be all over Georgetown, all over your job just bawling. That's anybody shouldn't basically be doing that because that would mean something is actually wrong with you. So if something is wrong, meaning that something needs to be right, needs to get right, that's what I mean by that, then we need to get to the bottom of that. And that means you need to get to the bottom of that, right? Because our natural state is to be content, is to be happy, is to be okay. The feeling of not being okay and the feeling of not being happy or content is actually the odd thing uh, in a human spirit. A human spirit is supposed to be happy. It's supposed to be content. So if you're not there, you have to find a way to get there. Absolutely. And it might take some work. And that's the work that you need to do for yourself because you have to invest in yourself. So that's about digging deep, figuring out what it is, getting to the bottom of it, solving it, and getting back to your happy place. Absolutely. And that's for everybody. There's enough for all of us. There's no one in this world should have the right to make you miserable or to, and I wouldn't even say make you miserable, but for you to be miserable in their presence or to be miserable in their life. So if it's a relationship and it's causing you problems, you got to get to the bottom of it. If it's a job that's causing you problems, you got to get to the bottom of it. If it's even church that's causing you problems, you have to get to the bottom of it. If there are a group of people, if there are things that you're doing that you are not happy doing, you have to get to the bottom of it. Okay? So it's just like if you had a pain somewhere in your body and you kept feeling it, you would know I gotta go check that arm out. I didn't know, it's kind of funny. It doesn't hurt, but it's just like it doesn't feel right. Eventually, when you start realizing that you're continuing to feel that, you're going to get it checked out. Well, it's the same thing. When your heart is hurt or when inside your body is hurt, when you got that gut feeling, ladies, we have a gut feeling. Gentlemen, I don't know if you all have that gut feeling, but I know we do. We have that. It's an intuition. And let me tell you, it will go away. It will be digging away, digging away. And so the same as we go get that arm checked or that eye checked or go get those mammograms or get those tests that we're talking across. There could be some things in your life that have been happening for your whole life. There could be things that you've witnessed as a young person. There could be people don't understand. You can be in a relationship and it's coming out, and people don't understand where it's coming from. You just know that you're not 100%. Well, go see somebody. Go talk to somebody. Just like you'd get that arm checked out, go go get that checked out, right? There are counselors around, there are psychologists, there are social workers. We had social workers on the show yesterday that you can call to maybe sit down and talk with somebody because you have to get to the bottom of it and you have to be your own rescue. There's no one that's supposed to rescue you over you rescuing yourself. So if you're not doing 100%, you need to get to the bottom of it. And trust me, when you do, you will feel so much better. You will feel so much happier. And you will then be able to spread those wings and fly. Because as long as you're not feeling your best, you're not flying. If you think you're flying now and you're not doing so good, wait till you get better. Then you feel like Superman for sure, right? So that is definitely something that I wanted to say, to all of us humans, to invest in yourself, invest in your mind, your body, your soul. Take that spa day, go to the beach, call a couple of friends, go sit down, have a nice meal. Just take a moment. I know the holidays are coming. We're getting stressed about what we're going to buy this one or what are we going to get. Just calm with that. Just breathe through that. We've had a very, very tough year. This year has taken us in so many different directions. Never in our wildest dreams did we think that we would have had the year that we had. Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought that it was almost like a scene from a movie, right? Or an entire movie. Just from quarantine to a deadly virus to wearing masks every day, everywhere, not being allowed to go into some places without masks, not being able to come out of our yard sometimes. We've had a tough year. So let's give ourselves a break. Give yourself a break. If things aren't 100%, it's okay. It's okay. That's fine. That means that you're a human and you've been through this with us too. So don't worry about that. Money might be different. You might not have as much as you did before this. Your job might be different, but find a way to adjust. I was working with a group of people the other day and basically was telling them that maybe they could adjust their budgets. And if they adjusted their budgets, then they'd be able to see a different reality, which would be amazing. So when you think that you need this amount of money per se to make it, to survive for the month, maybe, just maybe, uh, if you adjusted your budget and you really looked at some of the things that you could take out of it, right? And you can bring it back another time. Like, I mean, I had to cut a cable bill at one point. I had to cut a telephone bill at one point, but that was 100, 200, $300 that made the world of difference. So if that's what's going on with you, it's normal, it's fine, but you know what? You can do it. You can do it, and you can be okay. So give yourself a break. Give yourself a break. Breathe. You're okay. We're all here still. Thankfully, those that have passed on, we're, just our thoughts are with the families, but we're still here. So let's get through this festive season together. I'm going to take a quick break and come back with you guys in just a few minutes, and we'll go on with some more Wellness Wednesdays. Stay tuned, please, and we'll be back with more.
Imagine you had one wish, a wish that builds courage, creates hope, inspires change. With Pure Joy Wish Fuel Thinking has arrived.
Good thing I could press that. I couldn't do that.
Did you hear me or see me?
I did.
You could have just done like this or something.
Can't see anything.
That's why I was like, I could see your arm, but I was like,
It's
oh,
talking on myself.
you good.
We'll talk about psyche a little bit.
This mine?
Good luck on your mission. This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
What was that you said about
What do
something
I do?
impossible?
The King has completed one of his toughest missions yet and brought the Impossible Whopper to Cayman. The Impossible Whopper, just like the regular Whopper, but made from plants. Brand new on island and only at Burger King, 7 Mile Beach, Waterfront, Walker's Road, and Red Bank.
Reimagine a bright Christmas with an RBC loan for a new home or new car. RBC gives you new ways to bank better with expert financial advice from our mobile mortgage and auto finance specialists who will meet you safely at a location of your choice. Visit us at rbc.com/campaign/reimagined home and auto. Reimagine better banking.
Cayman, the Christmas season is here, so you know what that means. It's time for some glitz, glam, and shine. At Caribbean Jewelers, we have amazing prices on Kings Link, Cuban Link, Gucci Link, Cayman Link, Vogue, Figaro, Anchor, and more. Shop online, stock selection of silver, stainless steel, watches, and more. We have selection of Cayman jewelry, including necklaces, anklets, rings, and pendants. For the best quality and best prices, visit Caribbean Jewelers downtown in Cleveland Center, located in front of Dr. Roy's Drive. We'll be open for extended hours starting December 14th until Christmas Eve. For more info, contact us at 945-7464 or follow us on Instagram at Caribbean Jewelers.
And welcome back to Straight Talk. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. This is Wellness Wednesdays, and I am your host, Catherine Tyson. And yeah, just talking a little bit about self-care and, taking care of not only the people around you, but just making sure that you're on that list. And just talking about anger, management and how we manage our emotions, which is so very important. So yeah, thank you all so much for joining me this afternoon. I am now joined by somebody representing the Psych Key community because this is really what we're talking about. Like I said, if your arm is hurting, then you would go and check it out. If your foot is hurting, you'd go and check it out. And having our regular checks. But yet, if something's going on in our spirit, in our soul, in our mind, we're not realizing that that's also translating to our body. So we need to check those things out. So I want to welcome my guest this afternoon, Caitlin. Thank you so much for coming. Psyche, that's Caitlin Tyson, my girl that looks kind of like me, sitting across from me, and Catherine Jackson, and you, and also Cottrell. You were here before, and I know Catherine wasn't able to make it today. But welcome. Thank you so much for joining me this
Thank you.
afternoon.
Thank you for having me on again. It's always great to be able to chat with you and spread more awareness about mental health and how we can take better care of ourselves.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think for so many times we just take it for granted, right? And we just act like we're Superman, Superwoman, and we're not. If we're not feeling well, we're not feeling well. If we're angry, we are angry. If we're sad, we're sad. It's okay. But our natural state, and what I was talking to the listeners about before you joined us, our natural state is to be content, is to be okay. Our natural spirit is to be okay. It's not to be anxious. It's not to be miserable. It's not to be depressed. That's not our anxious state. So, sorry, that's not our natural state. So, if that's what's happening in anyone's life, they need to get to the bottom of what it is to get back to
Right.
being okay.
Right. And it's difficult, living in a society like the one that we live in where, you have to work, you have to get up, you have to perform no matter what. Even if you're feeling sick, you only have a certain amount of sick days and vacation days allotted to you. And so when do you actually find time to take care of yourself? Sometimes for a lot of people, it feels like an impossible thing. It's like, I don't have the time. So when we kind of start looking into, especially when we spoke last time I was on, about boundaries, and sometimes when we're used to having our boundaries pushed or we're used to being uncomfortable or taken advantage of, then we kind of, our center gets a little warped, where we think, oh, well, I always feel stressed. I always feel anxious. So this is my norm. This is my resting state. But when you actually step back and have some time to look at, how do I actually want to feel? Does this feel good? Is this making me happy? Am I living my life every day with excitement and joy to be here, or am I just going through the motions? Then we can start to say, all right, let me make a little change at a time that I can dedicate a little bit more time to myself, whether it's switching from showers to a bath at night before you go to bed. Something very small, instead of going on just binging some Netflix because that's a really comfortable thing to do. Maybe reading a self-help book or making yourself a little nutritious meal or something like that, like little changes that we can make, because everyone having such a busy life and busy schedule, we have to find some time for ourselves, or else what are we doing? We're not living.
Absolutely. I so agree with that. And what I was saying too earlier was eat a salad, eat a piece of fruit. Back up on the sugar. If you're used to 3 spoons of sugar in your coffee, do 1.5. Like just do different things to your body. Because I know for me, I used to love a good steak, loved it. But what I did notice is that if I ate meat every day, I didn't feel well. Like I felt very heavy. It was okay every now and then, but anything in excess. And so just kind of recognize certain things. So change some little things, like you said, do that nice bath for yourself.
Yeah.
Read something before bed instead of, kind of vegging out on the couch or binge watching
Right.
something.
Because for instance, for me, the easiest thing and my guilty pleasure is I'll pick up my phone and I'll watch like Bad Girls Club or Love and Hip Hop fights and stuff like that. Does that necessarily calm me down and make me relax so I can go to bed and wake up refreshed? No, it's just like I'll be there for 2 hours and I'll even realize I've just been scrolling through my phone. So it's sometimes for us to break the habits that we're used to and change our relationship with either social media, or change your relationship with food, where you feel kind of like you have no control of yourself, because after a certain amount of time, we're habitual creatures, so we're creatures of habit. So if I'm used to, getting my favorite meal that probably has a lot of sugars and fats and stuff, then that's what I'm going to want every time. It's going to be a lot harder to break. But sometimes just challenging yourself, like, no, you know what, today I'm gonna do the apple and granola bar, and let's see how you feel, body. Like talk to yourself sometimes, like, let's see, because I'm driving this car here, not my impulses and my those things that we kind of think we don't have control over. So sometimes I'll do that, say, no, I'm in control and I want to eat a yogurt right now, even though in me I want kebabs or a burger. Let me try to do something else.
Right.
And usually you feel better for it afterwards.
Absolutely. And I like what you just said. You're driving that car.
Mm-hmm.
I love that because I talk a lot about you're in control. You have the power. everything we do is a choice. We're making choices. We literally are making choices. Some of them are bad choices, some
Mhm.
are mediocre choices, some are not so good. But we're making them. And so the same way that we made that choice, we can make another choice. And so when you realize that you are driving a car for your life and you deserve to be happy,
Right.
you deserve okay. And so here's the festive season. Do not be pressured about buying a pile of gifts. So I don't have money to buy gifts, and this one's not going to be happy. And just stop that. Don't do that to yourself this festive season for sure. I've made it clear to my family, let them know, Caitlin, that you know, I, they might get a gift, they might not. It's okay. Like I know what I got. A lot of love,
Mhm.
and I have a lot of space and a lot of energy, and I want to share the space with them, and I want to be with them. But when it comes to just being pressured about, stuff, I'm not doing that. And I hope that that's something that we can continue. It's not just this year because it was a tough year, but just because it's not necessary.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
what we do really on Psyche. And you guys can find us on Instagram at psych_key. It's a community where we have like this safe space to talk about these kind of issues and mental health and pressures, especially around the holidays for a lot of people who have lost loved ones or are going through a tough time financially. The holidays are not um, such happy times for them. They're times of stress and frustration a lot of the time. So, how can we hold space for them as well, and for ourselves, where, yeah, a lot of people are going through many issues this year, but it's not only this year. It's not just this year that this time can be difficult. And with everything going on in the world in 2020, I found it very disheartening to see the push of like, um, you know, uh, Christmas presents and, oh, buy this and get this ring here and these diamonds here, and I'm like, it's so strange. I'm like, the world, everyone knows what's going on right now, but I guess, with the marketing and stuff, we still feel like we should be able to afford the same things, to have the same luxuries, even if right now it's a time for us to really be introspective and just be grateful to be here and to be healthy and have our family members and friends and people that we love with us.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. I think it's so funny, while you were saying that, because I was thinking that some people, like people just do different things, right? So for some, that could be an indication that everything's normal. We're okay.
Right.
It is, everything's fine. Let's just get back to what we were doing before. But in actuality, something really did happen. Something really
Yeah.
is happening around the world. Like London, England is in a crisis still. The U.S. is in a crisis. We are doing okay here in terms of the way we're moving about, but the rest of the world is still with masks, right? So it's not business as usual.
Mhm.
So I think that, yeah, if you do what you do to feel normal or whatever it is, but also just not be affected by the pressure that might be putting on you. You got to just know your own personal situation. Your personal situation should be the situation that speaks to you, not what next door is, not what across from you is doing, not what people, your friends are doing. So you might be at school and your friends are still showing up with brand new things and, lots of money for lunch, and you might not have lunch money. Well, it's your situation is your situation. And to kind of be comfortable in your own situation, right? As opposed to just the pressures around.
Right. And that's why it's good for us to know that we're not alone in our struggles, and people are dealing with things in different ways and to different degrees. But with marketing and social media, that's the function, to sell, to push
Right.
different things, but don't let that get you, like what
Right.
you just said, that feeling that pressure, because we all feel it because we're not
Right.
used to living in times like this, especially. But just take a step back, and if you know what's important to you and the people that you love and care about, then that's all that should matter. And of
Right.
course, it might take a couple of, you might need to say it to yourself a couple times and have a mantra or something, because even though, like, oh no, it's about love. The reason for the season is, to connect. You'll still be like, oh man, I'm not gonna get anybody again. Oh no, let me rush in.
Right.
Take things out of my savings. It's like, just, walk yourself off of that ledge and know that you're not alone. And right now we're doing a gratitude challenge on Psyche, which is really awesome. And we're doing it for the entire month of December. So right now I think we're on day 8 or day 9, and it's been really great. So every day you just post something that you're grateful for, or a picture, a video, anything like that. We have prompts daily. Just pick your template on Instagram. So if you go to Psyche on Instagram, you can join the challenge and just tag us and put it up in your stories. It's been so awesome seeing so many people who are really dedicated to this, and wanting to feel a little boost of joy and gratitude during this season that has nothing to do with material possessions or necessarily where you are in your life right now monetarily. It's just about, just feeling grateful for the things that you've experienced and that you will experience in the future.
Oh, that sounds really great. Yeah, so they can definitely find you on Instagram and join the Psyche community and join the gratitude challenge. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's been really fun. We've seen yesterday. It was like post a site that you will never forget seeing, and so people were posting when they got the opportunity to travel. Like I posted when I got to see elephants on the hillside in South Africa, and it's like I would have never just like looked through my pictures and remembered those things unless it was like I was prompted. So responding to the prompts every day has been really good. We do have some grounding exercises that are coming up in the next following days, a couple following days. So I mean, definitely jump on it. It's really fun, it's really easy, and I think it's just lifting everyone's spirits.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just, as you were talking and what I had mentioned before, I was talking about what Christmas is, and I thought of the song that one of my favorite. I got 150 favorites. You made a CD for me of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
It was like because you know me. But one of them was Pentatonix. How do you say the name of that group? Penta. It's called That's Christmas to Me. It's Pentatonix
or something.
Pentatonix.
Yeah.
And so the name of the song is That's Christmas to Me. So you guys check it out, all the listeners. Pentatonix, That's Christmas to Me. But the lyrics go like this: the fireplace is burning bright, shining all on me. I see the presence of me, the little Christmas tree, and I wait all night till Santa comes to wake me for my dreams. Oh, why? Because that's Christmas to me. I see the children play outside like angels of snow, while mom and daddy share a kiss under the mistletoe, and will cherish all these simple things wherever we may be. Oh, why? Because that's Christmas to me. I've got the Christmas song in my heart, this Christmas song in my heart. I've got the candles glowing in the dark. I'm hanging all the stockings by a tree. Oh, why? Because that's Christmas to me. I listen for the thud of reindeer walking on the roof, and I fall asleep to lullabies. The morning is coming soon. The only thing I'll ever need is the joy of family. Oh, why? Because that's Christmas to me. And it just, I've got the Christmas song in my heart, candles glowing in the dark, hanging all the stockings by the Christmas tree. Oh, why? Because that's Christmas to me. And I remember listening to that song. I think when you were away, because my children have been away at different times. This is probably one of the first times, maybe last year and this year. And this year I got lucky in a way, not really, because of COVID that you're here, because you're jetting off and doing things in your life because of your career. And whenever I heard that song, I always think, oh my goodness, like that's Christmas to me, my children being around me, my family being around me. And so if we could just like really get back to that and understand that and just take time with ourselves and just relax and not give ourselves too much pressure, and think about things that we can be grateful for, and let that be Christmas to you. Let that be Christmas to you. Let that be your own Christmas gift to yourself. And tell people that. And don't be afraid to tell people that. This is the way it's going to be this year. And that's
just
fine.
Focus on what's real and what really makes you feel rich. It's usually those connections, the people that we love. And it's cliche for a reason because it's true. I mean, if it was Christmas morning and there were no presents, but it was all your family with you, you'd probably still feel full.
Right.
But if your family wasn't with you and there were a bunch of presents, that kind of is a good way to gauge real
That was another nugget. You just dropped that nugget. That was amazing. And thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. That's in the Psyche community. Can I tell them how it happened? Can I tell them that you just flew in on a reindeer? That's amazing. Thank you. I really appreciate you showing up and what you guys are doing in the community, because it really is necessary. It's needed. Listeners, if you've not, followed them on Instagram, go ahead and do that, or let your young people know to do it, because I think it's really about trying to normalize just talking about stuff, normalize feeling. You guys just had a series the other day that I don't know if it's still ongoing, but I saw a couple of guys talking about their feelings and I loved it.
So that was for Men's Health Awareness Month, and we wanted to focus on men's mental health awareness as well, because for November and things, it's focusing on the physical health, and again, it's usually not really a space for men to talk about their mental health. So for that month, we had a couple of male guest speakers come on our live. We have live every Thursday, a Speak for Yourself live session on Psyche on Instagram. And yeah, it was really great. We just opened the door for them to talk about anything that they've experienced when it comes to mental health and things that they've noticed being men, how that affects them, and especially relating to others and wanting to be more open and vulnerable in the challenges that they face. And it was just so illuminating and fulfilling to be able to give them that platform. Psyche is growing every day. And with the challenge, it's been awesome because we've had a few people just like, thank you so much for doing this. It's been so great,
Yeah.
and just like some positivity. But on the other side of that, with things that are positive, we open the floor to speak about things that are harder to talk about. And you have a safe space. It's okay to cry. It's okay to, be uncomfortable. It's okay to talk about something that's happened to you. And that doesn't necessarily mean that this is a negative experience. Like we all need to release. We need somewhere to talk about things. We're from a small place, so you can feel like you don't want to talk about something that's happened to you because that was someone's cousin, that was someone else's brother or best friend or whatever, and it's going to get back around, and now you're going to be in a drama. And on Psyche, it's a small community right now. It's growing, but we love that it's very intimate, where it's very safe for us to talk. And as it continues to grow, I hope we can keep that sense of morale and that just that ethos within the community, that this is a safe space to talk about anything, and it's not about who you're talking about that did something to you. It's your story for you to claim.
Absolutely.
And you can speak on it, and it's all right. So we've been having a really great time on there, and it's been really good for me too to be able to open up, because I only open up to about maybe 2 people really truly. But so it's pushed me to be a little bit more honest and genuine about how I feel about a lot of things too.
Yeah.
And putting it on the record.
Yeah, and I love that. I love that because, I have a couple of friends of mine who also wrote books. Because, obviously I'm an author, and I wrote a book a few years back, and I met a few authors on the way, and a couple of them had written books about themselves. And I remember that, some of them are very sad. Some were from Cayman actually, and some were from abroad, and they were sad because they didn't realize the backlash they would have for telling their story, because it was talking about their experience, but their experience involved other people.
Right.
And so instead of the embracing of, oh my goodness, that happened to you and you're healing, I'm so happy that you're okay. It was, you said that about your uncle.
Right.
You said that, how could you do that? And I just thought, oh my goodness, like it never occurred to me that would be a thing. But when you are from a small community, it is a thing. So you have to be considering all the time when you're telling your story. Who else is involved in your story? Right? But it doesn't your story, because you need to actually come from that. So there's this environment of secrecy.
Mm-hmm.
This meantime, then you remain in pain, or you remain the victim, and that is a tragedy.
Yeah, and I love to bring it back to what you said at the beginning about the Superman/Superwoman complex that a lot of us have, which stems from trauma of not feeling that we can trust anybody. We can't rely on anyone. We have to do things ourselves. If I want to get it done right, I'm going to do it. Yes, I have 20 things I'm doing, but let me put something else on there.
Right.
Because I can't trust anyone. I can't ask for help. I can't be truthful about how I'm feeling. So yeah, it's good. I experience that on the daily. It's something that I have to continuously try to keep in check so that I'm not depleted all the time. but it's come in handy. Yeah, I've done so many things. I've been able to, you know, go maybe a week with like 7 hours of sleep total because I'm getting stuff done. But at the end of the day, it's like, you know what? I should be able to ask for help. I should be able to say, no, I can't commit to that. I can't
Right.
do this. Can we reschedule? This fits for me a little bit better, you know, and that should be okay.
Absolutely.
And when it comes to talking about your experience with different things, that is your story. And when I speak about things that have happened to me, say with friends in the past or whatever, I'm speaking from my experience. In no way am I saying that they are bad people because this happened, or am I saying that I understand every single angle of why they decided to do the things they did or what happened. I'm just saying from my perspective, this is what happened to me,
Right.
you know,
Exactly.
and it's not about anybody else. So I think the more that we can just take away that little fear, it is going to be there for a while, and just start to talk about
Yeah.
our life and our experience, it's just going to make it a lot easier for people to really be fully happy and fulfilled.
Yeah. And that was a great point that you just made. And it takes me back to my anger, talking about anger earlier. When someone, because sometimes when someone is expressing themselves and we get angry because of it, it's like we're not allowed them to say what they have to say.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of us taking it away with our anger, right? And then now that person has to be shut down
Right.
because we're feeling something. Like, can you step away from what you're feeling and listen to the information? Because maybe what's really happening is someone is telling you how they're feeling.
Right.
And so you're getting all caught up in how they're making you feel. Well, how about stepping away from your feeling right now,
Mm-hmm.
hearing what they're saying, and if they're important to you, generally they are, right? You love this person. It's my wife. It's my husband. It's my guy. It's my child. It's my teacher. It's somebody that you care about. But yet, here we are, not able to allow them to express their feelings because we just got angry about what you're making feel. No one's making you feel anything.
Right.
Well, let's just see the information, see if there's any truth in it, see if we can, validate it, and then get to a healing point.
Right.
Get to a
And
healing
definitely, guys, make sure to follow us on Psyche. That's PSYCH_KEY on
point.
Instagram, because we have so many videos of different things like this, and toxic traits that we can also display in relationships. And that's one of them as well. Someone is telling you about how they felt in a moment, and immediately you can get defensive. You don't want to accuse of hurting somebody or intentionally doing things, but it's about saying, wow, did I really do that? Is that how you felt? Well, maybe I can explain my intentions to you a little better. And there's another post that we're going to put up soon. It's things you can say or do instead of telling someone not to cry.
Yeah. Okay.
You can
That's a
say,
good one.
I'm here with you. Your emotions aren't scaring me away. Don't worry, I'm here. We will navigate this together. You can offer a hug. You can say nothing and just be present. And there's so many other things, and we don't think about it because that emotion's going to make us feel uncomfortable.
So it's happens like, don't cry. Oh my goodness, don't cry. People will
Right.
do that right away. It's like, no, let them cry. It's okay.
And especially with last month, the man coming on, and that's what they decided, that you can't cry.
Right.
Always cut it off. So if someone is crying, the first thing to comfort is, hey, stop that.
Right.
You'll feel better if you stop doing that.
Right.
It's like, no, I'll feel better if I can express myself.
Right.
And you'll feel better if you can express yourself too.
Exactly.
So giving ourselves permission to feel and to move through that. Nothing is permanent. Everything's temporary, emotions included, and you won't stay there forever. You will move through it if you allow yourself to move through it.
Yes. So right now, you're not driving, of course. PSYCH_KEY. Go follow them on Instagram and go back and see all the videos that we're talking about. It's really, really awesome. And there's so many great videos of the young men that are talking about feelings and all that stuff. And just let's make that normal. So two songs I'm going to tell you today. That's Peptonics and Get to the Healing Heart. Ryan's, it's an amazing song. It's basically saying, listen, we're gonna fight, we're gonna fuss, whatever, but let's get to the healing part. Thank you so much, Caitlin, for joining me this afternoon. I know you guys are gonna come back and you're gonna bring Catherine along with you, Catherine Jackson, as well as Cheryl Ellis. Yes, and just love talking to you guys. Quickly before we go, tell us about this thing that's coming up. There's this amazing virtual thing by the Self Help
Yes.
Foundation. Tell us quickly about that.
Yeah, so just on this whole topic of health and healing, one of the biggest things that have helped me in my life are the arts, and it's a thing that helps many people to feel more comfortable in their life and be able to express themselves. And the new Self Help Community Foundation has been putting on a talent exposition of the arts for the last 18 years, the 19th annual Talent Expo. This year it's going to be a virtual experience. So it's a virtual concert. You can get your tickets on eventpro.ky. You can follow the foundation on Instagram and Self Help Foundation, and also on Facebook for more information. It's the same show that we know and we love and we've supported over the years, but this time it's going to be from the comfort of your own homes. And the tickets are only $10 for the Talent Expo of the Arts. We have some amazing performers. Of course, we have Rico Rolando, Erica Asai, Rita Estevanovich will be gracing the screen, Lloyd Barker, Richie T, Terry Williams, a lot of the students from K-Man Music School, which are just so amazingly talented. So it's going to be an amazing show. So I hope you all run over to eventpro.ky and grab your tickets. Only $10 for the Talent Exposition of the Arts virtual concert. You'll have access to the show for 72 hours afterwards. You can take your time, invite some friends, anything you want. It's all going to be streaming live on December 13th. So that's Sunday, December 13th, Talent Exposition of the Arts virtual concert. You can get your tickets at eventpro.ky.
Sounds good. And it's $10. Go and
Just
do it.
$10.
Go and even if it's just to support something, to support the event. We've all gone to it in person at the
When they're on stage. And of course, the foundation always helps a charitable cause with part of the proceeds. So this year they're going to be helping the elderly that are often forgotten, especially 2020 has been just difficult for a lot of us, and especially the elderly. So they're going to be giving back some care packages and stuff for this season. In each district. So your $10 will be, of course, supporting arts advocacy and the youth of Cayman and helping empower them to keep expressing themselves through the arts, and also be going to a charitable cause. So that's eventpro.ky. Grab your ticket for the Talent Exposition of the Arts virtual concert. $10 take December 13th.
I'm very excited. I'm going to buy a couple of tickets. And I think I'm going to have a watch party. I can't wait. I can't wait because I wanted to do it. I think it was this summer. They normally do it in the summer. And JC has an amazing show, and of course you performed there so many times since you were a teenager. And just wonderful, wonderful line of young people. I'll tell you what. This Wellness Wednesday for me, that makes me excited. Like I just think like when I want to feel good, like today before I came to the show, I had a couple of minutes for myself, and I was burning some incense, and playing my Christmas music, and just like I cleaned the house. It just felt it was my zen,
right? And
it was just beautiful. And so I think like find things like that to do for yourself. Find things that are happening around our community that are not that costly. Support a cause. Do that random act of kindness thing. Yeah, like all that stuff. Like it's just like, and that's what's going to heal us.
For sure. And support these amazing performers. This is going to be Dream Chasers, UCCI dancers, Mariah Patois. We have so many great people: Shantae Roon, Duncan Anderson, JC Patrick, Miss World Cayman, Zariah Angman, Jody Wellman, the Williams Quartet, Richie T, myself as well, Caitlin Tyson, Miss Universe Caymans 2018. I'm going to be doing a performance as well. And it's just going to be so awesome for you guys to see all the performances up close and personal in good quality. It's going to be so fabulous. So make sure you guys get your tickets on eventpro.ky. It's only $10 for an amazing virtual concert that's streaming live on Sunday, December 13th.
All right. I think, come on. And add Psyche right now. Have you added Psyche? You check to see if you got the followers. Because I want to know. I want to know if people are listening and if they're doing what we're asking. Because, it's not, I know it's so easy to turn on your radio at 5 o'clock and wait for Straight Talk. And Austin Harris did it for many years, and then Ruthana Young did it for 3.5 years. Now I'm in the seat, and it's so easy to just turn on that dial and just wait to hear what's going to be said or what the topic is about. But do you know the planning that's put into coming on to the airwaves at 5 o'clock to talk with you? We love it. We want to give you good information. We want to give you, good content. But we also want to hear from you. We also want you to be involved. We want you. This is for your community. So Straight Talk is really for you. And when we talked about creating, some different things with this, new direction, I guess, a little bit with a new host, obviously, me coming into a seat for someone that's been here 3.5 years, an amazing, lovely woman. I would just glue in here if I could because she's amazing. We just thought about let's do some things like Wellness Wednesdays, something that came up, and I'm very happy about that. And I talked about it. And yeah, Wellness Wednesdays, it's for your health, it's for your wealth, it's for your good, for your good life. The good life that we all want to live, we all deserve to live. So taking care of yourself, putting you on the list, making sure that you're okay, being in tune with yourself, doing things for yourself, like finding communities online, not just scrolling by and looking at stuff that, that's entertaining, right? That might be pressuring, but to look at things that will help heal you. And so Psyche community is one of those things, and also we had Marshall on for thank you for being you. So go check that out because these are all really good things. So remind us of when they can catch Psyche community live. When do you do it live?
Yeah, so we have our Speak for Yourself live session every Thursday.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
what time?
usually it's between 7 and 8 o'clock. We also, take into account what our community is feeling. So sometimes we have votes and they'll be like, oh, 8:30 is better. So the time can change, but 7 to 8 o'clock.
Okay.
It's really short, fun, live. We have different topics that we throw up. Sometimes it's relationships, sometimes it's boundaries, living with anxiety, depression. We encourage people to come on and we split the screen and we have a face-to-face with our community as well. And that's one thing I had mentioned before this year, that we've been able to utilize our technology in such a way that we were forced to connect a little bit more through FaceTime and stuff. But now we can continue that going forward. That we had someone stream in last month from the UK, so that's awesome that the community is really growing. We have a lot of followers from all over. So make sure to follow us at Psyche. Join our gratitude challenge for the month of December. It's really fun. We do prompts every day, and just for us to feel some gratitude during that season.
Absolutely. And try definitely to join them tomorrow, Thursday. If you follow them, then you'll get a notification when they're live. So that's how, because I don't know when it is, but because I follow you, I know you're on. I just click on there and to see everything. So if you're following them now, or you go and follow them, then you'll get the notification what time they'll be there. And yeah, it'll be awesome, and just see some great young people that are talking about what's going on and feelings, and making sure that we're all okay.
Absolutely. Do something for yourself, do something for others, do something for the community. And we also have the Talent Exposition of the Arts this Sunday, December 13th, streaming live virtual concert presented by the New Self-Help Community Foundation. So make sure you guys get your tickets on eventpro.ky. It's only $10 for an awesome virtual experience. It's going to be amazing on Sunday. So yeah.
Go tell your friends. Eventpro.ky. And if you don't remember the name of the event, go to eventpro.ky and it's going to pop right up.
Yeah, right there on the calendar. So
absolutely, it's very easy. So do that. How about here's your random act of kindness challenge. Just go do that as a random act of kindness. Why not?
Right.
Like, if you could go do that, that would be amazing. And you're helping a charity in need this year. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on. It's always great.
Absolutely. Really appreciate that. And thank you, listeners, for joining us this afternoon. It's Wellness Wednesdays. And I hope that you're doing okay. And if you're not, that you're taking care of yourself. You're taking care of it. You're getting to the bottom of it. it's important to get to the bottom of it. So if that wasn't a priority before now, I hope that is now. You're going to get to the bottom of it and you're going to be okay. And you're going to reach out, just like if something hurts your arm or your foot or your tooth or you have a headache and you're going to take something, make sure that you are getting in touch with yourself so that you can get to that better place. And go check out CC Wiley's Get to the Healing Part, as well as That's Christmas to Me Pentatonics. Thank you once again for joining me this afternoon. And I will talk to you again tomorrow, where we'll be back with Straight Talk, your Drive 5 show. And it's Thursday, Successful November. So we can bring in young humanity that's successful and doing good things. So I'm excited about that. Thank you so much. This is your host, Kathleen Tyson. You have a great evening.